recording. There is something.
A lot of work to do to the clippings, but once again, officially welcome everybody, and thank you so much for joining in. I can see some wonderful new faces, and as always, our great skill team here. It is great all of you have joined a skill group, which was very small, minuscule group. We used to interact, talk a lot about it. Today, it has grown full fledged thanks to that one person who's been diligently talking to people, encouraging principals. So, can I first welcome Katheeja, ma'am? She is an in-house remedial teacher, an excellent skill ambassador. Can you do the honors of welcoming everybody, ma'am?
Hello, I'm Katheeja Banu, Skill Ambassador. I welcome everyone. Thanks for joining our community. Let's all work together.
A lady of few words now that we can see. Thank you so much, Khadija, ma'am. You've been doing some amazing work. See, there is a lot of appreciation coming your way. Thank you, Shraddha, ma'am. It means a lot, when people appreciate, when they're actively involved. A lot of you who have joined it for the first time, I'm Dr. Dawood Vaid, and the idea of Skill Ambassador, working with Skill India, trying to reach out a program across students, across teachers and schools. It's not just a curriculum, it's a passion that can we upskill ourselves in the process. So now that we've got a little team, just little introduction, everyone's around, we could quickly do a hello with everyone. 30 seconds. I would love everyone, whoever's name is called out, please, if you are this person, say hello and introduce yourself. And this is how we do a little fun. You can use a lot of events, activities that we do in your classrooms, in your training programs, and hopefully as the tribe grows, we might have soon an event in Mumbai. And I think Pune isn't very far away. I've got a lot of ambassadors coming from Pune as well. So with this little thing, I think officially I will just share a little group here. Official welcome, and there are few people who I really recommend you meeting them offline, messaging them. They are very active. This is a group, what we call the Skill Ambassador group. There are two very important things we do in a Skill Ambassador group. Number one, we are upskilling ourselves. Before anybody else, it's you and me who need to add on to the skills. Can I become a better critical thinker? Can I develop empathy? Can I be a good communicator? There are 10 skills identified by the NEP and United Nations. So National Education Policy has welcomed those skills. We encourage each one of us to look at those skills and talk about it. This is one area we'll be talking about. The flow of the event is we have a little hi, hello as we quickly introduce ourselves in 30 seconds frame. And then we will invite our skill mentor to come and speak to us. So you will see a lot of people here. If you see this young lady out there holding a candle book, that's a skill mentor. That's Dr. Pramila Kudva. She is a well-known, celebrity influencer educator across. She is an ex-principal, lives in Mumbai. Someone we simply adore. I love pulling her legs, but I think more than that, I really love her advices and what she has to share. She'll be talking to you, but we can have a quick hi from you, Pramila, ma'am.
Everybody, don't believe everything that Dawood says, huh? He is known for taking you up a Chaneka jar. Thank you, Dawood. Thank you.
There are people who join in. Ask Shabana ma'am or ask Akansha ma'am, and everybody will endorse that we all love you.
I love you too.
It
takes two hands to clap.
Absolutely, ma'am. There you are. You're getting all the heart emojis. And as we go on, there are few people that you should be, there is Dr. Mansoor here. There is, Ashia, ma'am. We have people around who are doing some great work. These are the few skill ambassadors that you see. There are many more. The pages aren't enough to talk about them. But before I take you on a skill journey, before I talk to you about some of the areas, let me just go back to my welcome slide. And all of you now have an opportunity to just say hello to everybody. But there's a game out there. The game is, let me ask anyone here who is born in this month. So which month are we talking? November. Any November borns here, please raise your hand and introduce yourself. That's how it should be. We're skilling ourselves. No November borns? There's a side agenda. We'll take a birthday present now. We'll have to a birthday cake from them. Seriously? I thought someone was born in November. No? Very interesting. Okay. All right. Interesting. So first one goes 0 to anybody here. Anyone who is a pet parent here. So your pet steals your video calls, and your pet takes up. Okay, I've got a hand raised up all the way. An excellent, dynamic young trainer, Akansha Joshi from Pune. Akansha, ma'am, the floor is yours. Say hello and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I would like to extend a warm and hearty welcome to all the new members over here. Good to meet you and would love to connect with everyone. And thank you, Dawood sir. A very good evening to Pramila ma'am. And guess we all love you uh, for your lovely humor as well, and the just the aura that you get to the places. Okay, so and so much to learn from you. So i'm
Thank you.
I just love to be a part of the skill ambassador group. So thank you. I'm basically from Pune, staying in Pune. I'm basically from Lucknow, by the way. And over here, I'm working for enhancing personality development for students. I'm a personal development coach and also a communication skills coach for adults. So that's my area of work. Good to meet you, everyone.
Thank you so much. And there you are. Everyone's clapping and applauding. And she occasionally, I would love all of you to share your success stories. Akansha ma'am is a very, very, successful coach doing wonderful. And she's got best, how else you like Lucknow and Pune? What better combination? That's nice. Great. Quickly, let me move on to someone else. Anyone who traveled internationally in the last 1 month or 1.5 months? So I'll give you a window of 50 days. Anyone in the last 50 days who have traveled international, please introduce yourself. Some vanity is allowed here. Okay. I've got Shazia's hand in, Shibana ma'am's hand in. Oh, fantastic. Go ahead, both of you. Say hello and introduce yourself, please.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Shazia Vaid, and I'm a special educator, and I have three lovely daughters, and I love traveling, and I love swimming and baking. That's all.
Shazia, we didn't see you, by the way. Hey, where are you?
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
I'll tell my stuff.
Basically, she's not gonna make up, Pramila ma'am, so please excuse her. My lovely wife is not on the camera. So welcome, Shazia. Thank you so much. Okay, Shabana ma'am, go ahead.
Right. Very warm hello to everybody. I'm Shabana Patelia. Okay. Strong believer of learning from cradle to grave. And I'm so looking forward to learn from you all. Fantastic initiative, always with Dawood sir and Pramila ma'am. And yes, Pramila ma'am, we all love you. And Nerul is waiting for you. When are you coming back here? Yeah.
When are you calling me?
You
I'm ready.
Absolutely. Right away, ma'am. Yeah. Uh,
I forgot to ask both of you, where did you both travel? Shazia and Shabana ma'am, where did you all travel quickly?
My travel was more like getting my daughter settled in England for her further studies. And
Nice.
yeah, and prior to that, I just went for a Europe travel. So that's about it.
Oh, wow. We expecting gifts very soon. And Shazia? Yeah, that's okay.
I traveled with my family to Singapore and Malaysia just for a vacation.
Fair enough. And family doesn't include me, ma'am. Remember that, okay? This is a single mother traveling with her lovely girls, and her father's working hard here, making ends meet. Okay, quickly we move on to quick more. Okay, any night owls here where after 10 p.m. suddenly your productivity shoots up? Please introduce yourself. I'm sure there'll be a few more. I know people living in South Bombay. Shraddha, ma'am, go ahead. Hello.
Am I visible? Hi. Hi,
Not
Dawood.
visible. I can hear you, ma'am. Yes. Still go ahead and speak, Shraddha, ma'am. Hopefully, we'll you can put the maybe you're traveling.
Okay, so good evening, one and all, and I love your energy, Dawood sir. I think this is the first time I've been meeting you, and I feel like I've missed so much. And I'm happy to be here finally. Thanks for conducting this meet. I still haven't understood the agenda, but I'm already loving the vibe. And about me, I have a very different. I come from a very different background. I've been a computer science engineer and worked for 6 years before I realized my interest was more into people communication, and I switched into soft skills training, and I have done more of freelance online training, and I hold like I am an alumni of Indian Leadership Academy, and as a soft skills trainer, and I'm also interested in psychology. So like meanwhile I nurture my child at home. So these days I'm very much at home. I'm not going much out anywhere. My child is just 18 months, and while I'm doing that, I study a lot about psychology, and I'm also a psychology student. And I love the idea of parenting and how to bring up a child's positive development, how to do their development positively so that they are empowered for their life. And I believe that the first 8 years, which are called the early years of a child's lives, are very important. So I'm doing a lot of research on those while I nurture myself as a soft skills trainer. This is about me.
Wonderful, ma'am. Absolutely amazing. By the way, Shraddha, ma'am, again, a great coach trainer from Hyderabad. And there's so many serendipity, works in a way. We meet online. She's been doing review of a book called Dumb Business Down, and we're waiting for a webinar on that. All the best, ma'am, and so great to meet you virtually, finally.
I will definitely do that soon now. I'm like I'm just thinking that I'm gonna plan that very soon now.
No, no, absolutely welcome. And this is one of the purpose of a group, as you rightly said, is ambiguity. We hardly know what we're doing, but we connect with people, and hopefully something great comes out of it in the little while. Very quickly, I'll just take two more people to introduce. Anyone who thinks you have a great fashion sense, introduce yourself. I'm sitting in a pile of some amazing people. Where is Madhya ma'am and Avataf ma'am? I assume that they are the ones who leads the fashion pie. Please go ahead and introduce yourself. That's it. I'm the only one with good fashion
Hi.
sense. Yeah, Madhya, ma'am.
Good
Thank you.
evening.
Welcome.
Hello, good evening all.
Good
Thanks
evening.
for the compliment though. I just take it, okay. Thank you. And welcome all. I really missed having these sessions. It was a long break. Pramila ma'am, I'm a die-hard fan. That's true. And I really love you. I'm a mother of two, and I'm a speaker. I'm also a creative writer. I'm a youth batch lead trainer and a coordinator, media coordinator, and Golden Sparrow Hub. And always a student of knowledge. I really love to learn a lot.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Welcome, Madhya, ma'am. And brownie points for saying something nice about Pramila, ma'am. You're going to pile up compliments, which is actually deserving. I'll move on to the second section. We'll hold on to some more introductions. I know there are a lot of new people who have joined in who may not know each other of us, but trust me, all of you who come for the first time is just as much as we know we perhaps have met each other a couple of more times. All of us are living virtual lives, but trust me, it's the group that is resonating with some good vibes. Someone's working on mental health, someone's telling coaching program. This is a skill group. We welcome all of you once again. And now I would love Pramila ma'am to come and share the keynote address. After that, we'll take some more introductions and we'll also have an upskilling session. So ma'am, the floor is all yours. I will share the presentation. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Dawood. Before I start with the presentation, I would like to say something. Today is Children's Day. So let's all try and keep the child in us alive. Jokes, pulling legs is all permitted. I met this gentleman here at a conference. And conference is something where you generally go, sit down, listen to some sessions, get bored. And the session started late. Two of us were walking up and down. Chai milega kya? Chai milega kya? That's one thing we didn't get. And we got our lunch late. But that one meeting somehow struck a bell. And I met him again at another meeting. And Dawood, there is something that I was thinking about environment all the while. And your SDGs, when I heard about it, I was really taken up by that. And that made me write a book on SDG. You know that. Yeah, thank you. And we'll start with the presentation. Towards a transformative vision of education. So what do you need for that?
I know I'm interrupting, but I can't help myself. Pramila ma'am is someone who's amazing. She's connected SDG with our mythologies. There is a Sanjeevani Bhuti and there's an SDG lesson out there. I trust me, I cannot stop, talking about amazing connections, and that's one of the dream. Can we take these stories, these tales across our students? So there you are, ma'am.
Yes, we can. There are many stories I've written in that book. Everything is not mythology. Some are anecdotes. Like, for instance, how Ratan Tata ended up with the Indica, how he made the Indica, how it failed, and people were willing to write an epitaph, and how it turned around and came back. So those things are also there. But quite a bit of mythology, yes. So I'll put it up on LinkedIn and maybe copy it onto our WhatsApp group. That may just keep it alive.
Sure, ma'am, sure.
Yeah. So now for this, I have a slide here. Next slide, please. There are some words written here. I want you to have a look at it and pick up one set of words which is not a skill.
If you can type in the chat box, I'll circle them if I can. Ma'am, these are three that perhaps.
Okay, sensitivity, assertiveness, and meditation. Okay. Now, before I tell you whether you are right or wrong, let us go to the next slide. What is a skill? That is, who are the people that you see there? Sachin Tendulkar and the king of vocabulary and the chess team. So what is a skill?
The ability to use knowledge and experience to perform a
Sorry?
task. The
Can't
ability
hear you.
to use
Okay, ability. It's something to do with ability. And
the ability to use knowledge and expertise to perform the task.
yes, but you think they had that ability from day one?
They developed it, practice.
They developed it. So what does it tell you about the skill? Okay,
One
let's
can
look at meditation.
acquire skills, one can acquire skill, and practice makes a man perfect.
You can hone your skills. You can develop them. So let's look at assertiveness. You have said it's not, no, it's at the, yes. Assertiveness, you said, is not a skill. How many of you don't know how to say no?
Very interesting.
So you have to learn it, right?
Yes.
So you learn to say no without hurting the other person. It's your boss who comes and says, I want this to be done in the next 10 minutes. And you have got a pile of things to do. And you can't say no to that man. So learning to say no is also a skill.
Ma'am, does it also
Meditation.
marriage for husbands?
It goes across for everybody.
Okay. I have to learn that skill then.
So meditation. When you sit down for meditation, can you think about just what you are supposed to do, or all kinds of thoughts come to your mind? Over a period of time, you learn to get your thoughts under control and you learn how to meditate the right way. So is meditation a skill?
Yes.
Yes, it is. And then what was the other thing? Resilience.
Yes.
Yes, resilience. Is that a skill? I give up. I can't do this anymore. That's so easy to say. But then you struggle at it and you do it. That is resilience. And that also has to be learned. Other thing is sensitivity. Sensitivity is a part of a skill. Everybody cannot be sensitive. Sensitivity leads to empathy. Everybody cannot be empathetic. These are things to be learned. That is why in school also we say when somebody is not well, How many of you help the child to carry the bag? How many of you help the child to do the homework? We normally do that to build the socio-emotional learning. So it is a part of the skill development program. Am I clear here now? So in this sense, when you look at it, in the life, how many things are not skills? You open a milk pouch in the morning and pour it into a dish to sterilize it. How many of you are able to do it without dropping a single drop of milk on the counter? I can't do it. 1 liter of milk, I cut it open and I pour it into the milk cooker. A few drops fall out. That is also a skill. There is very little that in life which is not a skill. So let's go to the next slide, Dawood. Now, our Indian population is growing. Let's not talk about it. Where we have reached, I don't want to talk about. 20.9% of that population, which means 133.4 million boys and 119.8 million girls, are less than 18 years of age. And not all of them are in school. The largest home for children is India. Now, we are called the Fragile Knowledge Society. What is a Fragile Knowledge Society? I put it in bold intentionally. What is a Fragile Knowledge Society? It is, there are so many who are excluded, who are not able to go to school. So there is no equity in education. Those who have not gone to school are not able to get the same privileges as those who have learned. And when those who go to school, are they learning with the purpose of understanding? They're learning by rote. So once the exam is over, you ask them questions, they don't know. Exam ho gaya na, abhi bas chhod do. So they are not able to assimilate the knowledge. When they are not able to assimilate the knowledge, they cannot apply it to life. So it is a fragile knowledge society. We have to undo this. The NEP is trying. Let's see how much we can do to achieve that. Skill categories can be 3. One is foundational, literacy, numeracy, and that's it. Transferable are those: communication, creativity, problem solving, empathy, respect for diversity, and critical thinking. I've written some. There may be many more, but these are all transferable. Job specific ones, they may change because now the green jobs are supposed to be on they are the trend today, the green jobs. Just today, I put on LinkedIn one set of qualifications that are required to be a person for a green job. What are the qualifications to look at? So these things will change. Nobody would have talked about green jobs 10 years ago. Now it has become the need of the hour. Next, please. Now, sustainable development goals underline the role of skill generation, entrepreneurship, employment, livelihoods, and development. Life skills have to be integrated with curricular subjects. Now, if you are teaching the children how to behave, you have to link it to something that the child is learning in the class. I was giving an example of when the lockdown was about to be lifted. The government gave an order that the 9th and the 10th standards, only the 10th standards could come to school. And the 10th standards were coming to school, and we had opened only one gate so that they could walk in, not in groups, but individually. There was this girl who was walking, and one boy came from behind running, pulled the handle of the knapsack, and just let it go. She fell from the vertical position into the horizontal position, flat on the floor. And we all panicked. The nurse came and we checked her up, and I called up the mother and I said, this is what has happened, so please get her checked up by the doctor. And we videotaped the whole thing and we showed it to the children. And what do you think we connected it to? We connected it to physics and life skills. In life skills, naturally discipline and how you have to behave, all that comes in. Physics, what did we teach? Any physics teachers here? Nobody. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. F is equal to ma. This was one. Second was action and reaction are equal and opposite. Newton's third law of motion. And for the first time, the children said, we understood what was said very clearly today. Because otherwise, it was always an example is given and it is discussed in the class, but this time they saw it happen. So life skills have to be integrated with curricular subjects. And skill development continues into adult life. All of us. And resilience deals with coping. I have examples of coping later, coming up later. Empathy is built as a part of interpersonal and participation skills. I'm running short of time. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Otherwise, there was a story which I wanted to narrate. Can I take 5 minutes more? We'll go back to the earlier slide.
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Yeah, there was this gentleman who was sitting on the footpath and he had a big board that says, I'm blind, I cannot see. And people were just walking past him. Nobody really bothered. And there was one lady who came in and she changed it. It's a beautiful day and I cannot appreciate it. So I'm blind was changed to it's a beautiful day and I cannot appreciate it. And people started putting in the money. Now I want you to stop and think, who was the one who was sympathetic? Who was the one who was empathetic? Who was the one who was apathetic? I have not given you the example of apathetic. So you can just give me sympathetic and empathetic. Those who gave him money, were they empathetic or sympathetic?
Sympathetic.
So who would have been empathetic here?
The lady who wrote down.
Yes. What is the difference?
The story
the difference is, go ahead, Dawood.
Yeah, absolutely, ma'am. The story, empathy is about feeling for the other person, not just,
putting yourself in that other person's shoes.
Yeah, the shoes
Trying
one.
to understand what that other person is going through. That is empathy. And it doesn't come. It has to be worked upon. We'll go to the next slide. 4 pillars of education are beautifully connected to the 4 dimensions that we talk about here. The skill development. First, learning to do. It is everything to do with employability. So what are the things involved? You can read it yourself. Second pillar is learning to know. That is connected to learning. Third pillar is learning to live. Learning to live is citizenship. How you have to live. Empathy, participation, cooperation, all that comes under that. How we are a diverse, we have a set of diverse people, but we live in unison here. Empowerment, that is learning to be. These are the 4 pillars of education connected to the 4 dimensions. Shall we go next? Providing safe environment. These are children from Jammu and Kashmir. Safe environment is the most critical. There are children who are younger, who are older, all sitting together. I have joined an NGO. Oh, okay, let's do this. Adjust Karle Beta. What is this talking about?
The expectations that females supposed to adjust every time.
The harassment.
Ma'am, it's written beta, but it is actually addressed to Beti.
Yeah, we normally
the
say
posting.
beta, Karle Beta.
Yes.
Karle Betin today.
The irony of it is it's written beta, but is actually addressed to Beti. That's whatever I got.
Yeah, it is beta, but normally in the conversation, during the conversation, you don't say Beti. Karle Beta, that's what you say. कर ले बेटी नहीं बोलते. So now what is this referring to? Adjust कर ले बेटा. The door is closed. She's not able to cope with the harassment that she's going through. And many a girl has lost her life because of this. So what is the skill that she needs to have? What is the skill that she needs to have?
Saying no and standing up for herself.
Yes, standing up for herself, saying no, and maybe self-defense mechanism. She may be getting thrashed also at home. We don't know. Some self-defense mechanism. And first and foremost, she needs to develop self-awareness. Self-awareness. With the self-awareness comes the confidence. But for all that, what is needed first is education for her to stand on her feet. That is critical. So the girl child has to come to school to study. But the girl child is the one who is very often stopped by her own mother. Because the son has to go to school. Son is given the chance to go to school. And the daughter is made to help the mother in the house. So that's when it becomes woman, thy enemy is a woman. Let's go to the next. Now, this is a girl who was into flesh trade. She has been rescued from there. Now she's working for a bakery. And look at the smile now she has on her face. It lights up the whole room. She's happy. Now she's given a life of dignity. And that is also one of the requirements, one of the skills, one of the SDGs that we'll talk about. Next slide, please. Now, this is another discrimination that I wanted to bring to your notice. India got 22 medals, 4 gold, 8 silver, and 10 bronze. Whereas our regular Olympics, we got 6 medals, 1 silver, and 5 bronze. But when it comes to advertisements, who is paid more? The regular ones. The Paralympics people are not given the same amount of money. Discrimination number 1. Because we ourselves do not like the endorsement when these people come and do the commercials. There is a mindset which we have to break. But this girl's, Dipti Jiwandi's parents, they sold their land to train their daughter who was mentally challenged. And she was ridiculed by her classmates when she was in school. But somehow her talent was diagnosed and the parents sold the land to coach her, which I think is a positive step. Because the mother could have easily said, "Isko sikha ke kya karna hai?" The fact that they believed in the daughter and they've spent the money to train her itself is a change in mindset, which is a positive thing that we can look at. Now, I believe with the money that she has earned, she has managed to get half the land that they had sold back. Next slide, please. Now, there is a holistic approach. Holistic approach fosters these empowered people to work effectively in their jobs, which they have on hand, and they become successful in that. That's fine. Holistic education is that which caters to the personality, not just the cognitive, emotional, and the psychomotor abilities. It refers to everything together in total. Next slide. Rights-based approach. Rights-based approach. Now, we have looked at some examples. Can you give me one where rights-based approach was needed? Given you several examples. Somebody who was discriminated against? Thoda sambhal le beta. That is discrimination. Girl child not sent to school. Discrimination. Somebody is deprived of going to school because of the caste, the low caste. These are all discriminations. So the right-based approach is where you treat everybody with human dignity and you give them equity, not equality, equity. So they get the benefits of education, and you are giving them a chance to improve. Next slide, please. This is the last slide. So you can just have a look, and whatever doubts you have, you can ask me. I don't want to read what is already there.
All right. I think as you're reading about it, and I think this is something amazing what ma'am shared, an entire perspective of SDGs. We open the floor to your inputs, comments, suggestions, what you feel like. The idea is the more you talk about SDGs and skills, the more integrated it gets in our conversations. And this is, I'll be sharing, if with ma'am's permission, some of the slides or in the entire slide in the group. So I'll leave this open now. Any suggestions, any comments, anything that you liked about what ma'am said? One of the things, Pramila ma'am, that I really like what you did is the Para Olympics, where we hardly talk about. Everybody knows Neeraj Chopra, but there is another javelin thrower who won a gold medal for India, and we hardly speak about him. This is where movies like Chandu Champion. So if you look at Chandu Champion, India's first Para Olympic gold medalist in swimming, Murli Padnekar. That's a name people should be talking about. That's a movie you should be watching in schools. Is an idea I think I'm excited for people to share about it. So this is my takeaway. Anyone else want to add anything else that you liked about ma'am's session?
It was a bit theoretical, but I felt it had to be. So there were many who had come in here for the first time, I believe. So
for those who are coming for the first time, ma'am is like sushi. It's an acquired taste, right? So once once you start knowing Pramila ma'am, you'll know her style of conversation, her style of concepts, and you'll admire because there's so much depth to it. Thank you so much, Madhya ma'am. Navdeep Singh is the name there. And thank you. There, Avataf ma'am. There are a couple of you who had not, just joined in. So Shraddha ma'am, go ahead. You raise your hand.
Thank you, Dawood sir, for allowing me to put my thoughts forward. And Pramila ma'am, that session, that presentation was very crisp and to the point, and I really loved each slide because each slide added its own value to the whole content. And I wish there were life skills like this, life skills, and like things like we have to develop life skills and we have to talk about overall development of children, of students, has been there since quite a long time in the theoretical world. But in the practical approach, the students are almost always stuck with the physics, chemistry, and the theoretical part of it, and how to score more in the exams, and kitna sara humko syllabus cover karna hai. Like teachers are almost always worried about kitna sara syllabus complete karna hai, and like most of the students don't get the practical part of it. I think very few of them, like who are on the creamy layer in the class or in the school, only they get a hang of it, and the others are almost always left behind. And these life skill classes and all are like a shiny thing which never are taken seriously by both the parents and students. So to make this practically work, as a principal, like, since I've heard from Dawood sir is that you have been a principal, but this is my first interaction with you, so I would really like to understand how you have, like, what is your approach of making this more practical?
I would suggest that you need to give them some dilemmas. When you give them dilemmas, they are able to take a decision. There is nothing right and wrong there. They are free to debate. So you want an example of a dilemma?
Yeah.
Do we have the time? Okay. So now there is this lady. It was COVID time. The lockdown is lifted, and the daughter is 8 years old. She wants to go swimming. So this is something that happened abroad. So they bought a little shack on the seaside, on the beach side, and the mother was opening the dicky and taking the stuff out. She told her daughter And she had also brought her niece along with her. So she told the daughter and the niece to go and get ready. She didn't tell them to go swimming, but she told them to get ready. But children, being children, hear what they want to hear. So they decided to get ready and go swimming. Now they got caught in a current, and the mother was still unpacking. Mother heard the cry, and she went running there. Now she had to rescue only one at a time. She couldn't rescue both together. Her daughter was a swimmer, but she couldn't swim to the point where the daughter was and bring her back and then go and get the other one because the other one might drown. The second alternative was, since she had brought her niece, she rescues the niece first and then goes back to the daughter. By then it may be too late for the daughter. And she doesn't want to lose her daughter. She doesn't want to lose her niece. Now what should she do? Mind you, there is no right and wrong answer. It is just got to do with how you are thinking.
Yeah. And this is a very difficult situation in life. I really hope nobody gets this situation.
We come across situations like that, not to be or not to be, so often. See, if I were to do it, I would save my niece first, because it's my mind, my thinking. Because I had taken the responsibility for bringing her back safe from her parents. So it's my bounden duty to ensure that she is safe first. My daughter is my responsibility.
Wonderful, ma'am. I think it also shows a side of decision making that we are trying to build here from all of us.
Yes.
And very nice, Pramila, ma'am, what you just shared. There is another perspective which says, who do I save in a situation like that? Someone who's closest to me, who I can save. Instead of waiting for someone very further away. And maybe that there are incidents, you rightly said, recently that happened in this dam, where the dam burst and entire family,
the whole family
away. So what we do now is, I'll keep asking and opening the floor for your more Q&A. If I can take another 10 minutes of your time and explain one of the agendas, not everything that we have spoken about what we're trying to do here. Trust me, there's a lot of ambiguity in the work, but the idea is we want to do good work. You all are connected together in this good work. And, since I spoke about you, this is a skill ambassador team. Some of you are here, some of you are in far away places. We hope to create more ambassadors. It's like a network. We're creating Geo Network. And this is where I give you my 10 minutes of the perspective what we are doing. I did a small blog on Baiju. Baiju is a company that started in a big bang, 22 billion evaluation, and today it is at 2 million or 20 million. It's like you are suddenly, they say the fastest way to become a crorepati is have 10 crores and suddenly lose all the 9. That's Baiju's way. One of the factors that Baiju fell down, and all of us need to be very, very aware of it, is the Baiju chose to be asynchronous. Because of COVID, we thought everything will go online. Virtual schools are wonderful, and I'm part of an online school. But what we think is pre-recorded sessions are everything. I can record myself and everybody will love me and my courses will sell and I'll become a millionaire. Nobody ever became a millionaire by just sitting on a course print. This is a lesson we learn. You need to be present. You are coaches. You are mentors to people. It is wonderful to sit and do virtual workshop, but you need to start meeting people. It is very ironic that there is a Las Vegas, a club of coders virtually. The entire program is virtual, yet every 6 months they meet once just to shake hand. They don't need to, but this is a human connection. When they say when you shake hand, the dopamine is released. I still have dopamine when I meet most of you online, but the shift is important. So one of the things, Baiju interviewed me. Thank God today I look at hindsight. I did not join the job, but one area that was missing in Baiju was the concept of HEAL. We all know what STEM is: science, technology, engineering, maths. What is HEAL? Can anybody give me the full form of HEAL? Any idea? So HEAL stands for, anyway, yeah, go ahead, make an attempt. EAL, one word, maximum you will be wrong, but I see a lot of words here. So H stands for humanities, E is for environment, A is for arts, L is for literature, also language perhaps. The idea is, can we shift? And this is where skills come into it. I'll pick up one example, just the idea of how do you teach critical thinking. It's not something that, as ma'am said, skill from Shashi Tharoor to Sachin Tendulkar, everybody develops a skill. So imagine if I were to ask a question to a child or adults also, and we spoke about pool and water, why are swimming pools blue? Anybody, go ahead, give an answer. Why do you think this swimming pool? Yes, E for emotion also, and I absolutely acceptable answer. Heal is where you heal the wounded earth and the human being. So emotion is important. Now give me the answer to this. Why do you think a swimming pool blue? And think of it as a critical thinking question. What do you think? Is it the water? Is it the tiles? Is it the pool itself? Is it soothing to the eyes? What could be the answer? Perhaps a lot of it, perhaps none of it. Critical thinking tells us to push and flip the question. And this is the beauty of it. If you were to think about it, a child, and this is a part of a curriculum called the candle. I'll give you some pictures of what candle is about. I asked a child, and a child says, do you know what it would be if it was yellow in color or red in color? Imagine if a swimming pool is red or green in color on your screen. What do you think you're diving into? What are you jumping into? By the way, it's a very clean pool. Both the pools are clean pools. But I don't think I'll be brave enough to jump in a red pool. Perhaps it looks like blood to me. Green looks like algae infested ones. Yeah, ma'am, I love the choice of colors, but not everybody appreciates it. You see, critical thinking is to making people think differently. This is actually a yellow pool. And I don't know all of you, but my friends know we all have done this in a pool once in a lifetime. Everyone has pissed in the pool. I don't think I'm brave enough to jump in a yellow pool. So now what we are telling is, are we pushing ourselves to think critically? This is what skills are all about. It's just one skill. The idea of what skill ambassadorship is about is continue doing the good work. Some of you, I know Suchitra ma'am is in parenting, someone is in coaching, someone is in mental health, someone is a nutritionist. Continue. Shabana ma'am is doing alternate schooling, Shazia is an online, Madhya ma'am is into media. Everyone do what you do. Add elements of skill, and if you can, pick up a book and use it for your own reference. That is what we are trying to do. This is a candle book, and I'll urge you to pick up because they're stories, they're anecdotes. Why are toothbrushes designed the way they're designed, and what emotion goes through when you watch Instagram reel. This is what the entire group is about. We are encouraging you to learn these skills because these skills become a part of our conversation, and hopefully you can interact and take these skills to schools across India. India has 50,000 schools, from urban India to what we call the Bharat, the tier 1, the tier 2. India is big, vast enough. And one area we're trying to do is, can we take this program, the skills, and add an element of SDG? Pramila ma'am just touched upon the SDGs. I will not focus on it. As we meet, perhaps monthly, perhaps fortnightly, we will teach one SDG at least. Go on, just read about an SDG called goal number 4. We have some videos we'll be sharing about it. We want you to equip on these SDGs. Recently, last year, we had this G20 summit. We are conducting a G20 summit virtually for our students. Physically, it's like the most of you know the model United Nations. How about a G20 where we were the leaders? India was the leader. That's an SDG and a skill project. So what happens is, when you're a coach, when you are a speaker, when you are introducing a topic, introduce it with an SDG, an element of SDG. It will change the way we approach it. There are 17 SDG goals. We have actually a book club where we say 17 months to read 17 books on SDGs. I'll give you an example. Goal number 5, my favorite goal. I have 3 daughters. I live and swim in a sea of estrogen. I know, women's psychology more than Brad Pitt because that's what I do all the time. My daughters teach me. My wife teaches me. My father is a sailor. There's my mom out there. So one of the book I really recommend is called Sadiq Learns to Stitch. And I love the idea that who said boys can't cook and stitch and embroidery, and who said girls can't do football and carpentry. These are stereotypes we need to break, isn't it? What the picture, Pramila, I'm sure that adjust kar lo beta. It's over. Pink is the new blue. And that is what we're talking about. If you can convey this message, these are the books that you need to pick up. I encourage you to pick up these books first for yourself. The book is so beautifully titled The Candle. It is here to dispel these stereotypes, these myths. It is here to lighten up a candle. That's all you need for a dark room. And we are encouraging you. It's a series of 8 books called the Indradhanush series, the Rainbow series. Pick up one book, listen to it. There's an audiobook available, and make it an integral part of your conversation. That's what skill ambassadors are here. You continue to be who you are in your field. These books will aid you. They're better than Instagram, I can assure you, but that is what we're asking. And further, as you go step further, you might know a school, a remote school somewhere in Bharuch, a school somewhere in Midnapur in West Bengal, a school somewhere in Trichy in Tamil Nadu. Reach out to the heads, the principals, the mentors, and tell them, would you like to introduce the candle curriculum? So you become a part of a growing club where we take this curriculum to these schools, we implement it, there's a monetary profit coming your way, but the idea is, can we have the satisfaction, the dream? I always believe there's one big organization waiting to buy out the entire intellectual property. That's my dream, for it to spread faster. This is the only dedicated SDG curriculum that we've developed for schools, and this is where we're inviting you to be part of it. I'll share this presentation along with it, but this is where I end. This is what I'm expecting all of you to be. Become a skill ambassador. Implement one SDG goal in your life. Buy a skill book to start with it. Or if you know a school, conduct a workshop. We will equip you to conduct a workshop. We will accompany you if you wish to. And there are pilots you can do. If a school is not willing to take up an entire curriculum, it's fine. You can ask somebody to do one class of 15 students with a pilot project. And this is how we spread the word. This is how SDGs become a part of a curriculum. That's all I leave you with. I hope we are a little more clear than we started with. We're a little more prepared than we started with. And as always, the group will grow, the team will grow, and hopefully we will keep sharing some ideas on SDGs, on skills as we go ahead. You all are speakers out there. I'd love to hear some of you again. And that's how we do. We are prompt on starting, we are prompt on ending. We've got 5 minutes to say quickly your feedback, any ideas you've got. Please go ahead. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, I can give myself a clap here. There you are. I clap for myself. But any questions, anything else you'd like to share? We're done with the session. Thank you for your time. Pramila ma'am, would you like to conclude? You like to share some ideas? And some of the people, I would love to. Oh, Sridevi ma'am is there. She's a very brilliant, dynamic principal out there. Avataf ma'am, we haven't heard you. Suchitra ma'am, we haven't heard you. Go ahead. So please. And then we have the last word from Pramila ma'am as always. Go ahead, Sridevi ma'am. Okay, go ahead, Suchitra ma'am, I think.
Yeah. So, good evening, everyone. I'm Shucharita Roy from Kolkata, mainly, West Bengal. So, definitely, this is a very nice group to connect always. And Pramila ma'am is very inspiring in this age to just boost up our spirit, because we all have so many vision in our inside. But when we just go with that different kind of vision and we want to implement it in outside, we definitely need a community who can help in a proper process. It's not so easy to implement. So this is a very big group, and I'm into mainly parenting coaching. I'm a certified parenting coach, along with skilled in various holistic healing services. And I have overcome a deep inner child wound and so many things in my life. So I believe I have some wisdom came from my own life, and I definitely want to help society with all of those things, but with a strategic manner. And definitely I am eager to work with Dawood for my own children. I'm looking for that services. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, a very, very dynamic, brave mother, Sucharita ma'am. And this is absolutely amazing. We have people from all over the country. So this is where welcome, ma'am, as always, will always be there. Avataf ma'am, we haven't heard you. Is she around? And yes, Sridevi ma'am, you please go ahead. Unmute yourself and speak, ma'am.
Yes, it's really a very great session, Dawood. It's past 1 year I'm traveling with Dawood but I just willing to take his program to my institution. But unfortunately, last academic year it's not possible. Regarding the candle, when I used to went for the Pune one meeting, Maharashtra, I just met him personally in conclave of principal conclave. It's a very great session. There he used to just convey the message to about his skill base. That is at the time it's a new word actually. So not only in that program, the second day also, one of the program also, he conducted a one quiz competition regarding, he just contribute one skill batch also to that thing. I remember in my cabin, the badges also is there. Now I like to share those things. Really that quiz is very excellent. What skill have to be inculcated to the children? He derived in a very essential manner, very lively manner. Apart from the studies, this skill will enhance one person's, one child to be developed in his in a career in a great, excellent way. So thank you, Dawood. This academic year, definitely we have to do this program in our institution. Thank you, Dawood, to recall once again all those things, memories.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm humble, ma'am. And these are principals. Ma'am, at 6:30, go home. It is, she's a dynamic principal from Kumalingam. And absolutely, I will be traveling and hopefully will implement. So all of you out there, thank you so much once again. Katheeja, ma'am, it's your effort to reconnect the whole group. So once again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And over to you, Pramila, ma'am, with your wise words to end the session.
Oh, well, all the wise words are finished during the PowerPoint. Right now, it is just the wisdom that is staying. Words are over. Now it's almost 6:30. I've got 2 minutes left. I congratulate Dawood and this WhatsApp group. I remember the day when we just had about 4 people, 5 people. Slowly and steadily, we started growing. And last time I made a comment, the analogy was appreciated by somebody, I don't remember who. I said, we are like the Chinese bamboo. We grow roots. We grow roots in such a way that we stand firm and then we shoot up. I think the time has come for that. We have grown now. We have got so many people, so many principals, so many teachers, so many interested people in the environment. I think, and also on LinkedIn, I found another group which is interested. Wow. I'll see if I can connect because they responded to my book. So I'll see if I can get the connection. Maybe you can talk to them.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I think I can see the skill badge. Thank you, ma'am, for
Yeah. Sorry to disturb you. This is a skill badge of the SDG goals. All the goals were there. It's a very great, in a simple thing, you made a huge differences actually. That would excellent.
Ma'am, thank you so much. I mean, I'm honored and humbled.
Just one thing, Dawood. We have started a compost pit in our society.
Okay, lovely.
Finally.
This is beautiful, ma'am. I think, Madhya ma'am wanted to deposit a husband. That's allowed?
No, that's not allowed.
Okay. He is not compostable. Other than that. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. And I think we will connect and we'll do great work together. Just be sincere in your work and the universe will take care of the rest. Everybody, be safe. Thank you so much once again. Pramila ma'am, thank you so much for always being a sport and being part of it. Hope to see you all soon. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.